Good afternoon, everybody. I'm not sure what my wife is doing, but she's stealing my truck. What's going on today? Well, New Holland 357 high power rifle. Isn't that what they are? 357? Anyway, this big bad boy. Took all the shields off doing full service work on them, and right here on the dust collector, blow off, whatever you want to call it, it had a couple of holes in it, and it was patched before. So instead of just patching the couple little holes, which we probably could have done, but this is just tin. It's getting pretty thin. So I had this stuff kicking around, which is basically tin. It's gauge material. So I cut a strip of that to fit inside from edge to edge, basically. I was a little shy in a couple spots. Ran that full length, because whenever these things blow up, it's always basically from here, right about here, to here. It's always in this area that they blow up and start friggin' blowing dust and crap out the side. So we got that rectified. I gotta find some red paint and get that painted up. She's all greased up. Checked the gearbox for oil. It's oiled up. The CP said she couldn't get this off. I might have to run up there. I've got it hooked on there pretty good. Red paint. See if I can find some red paint. I know I got blue, New Holland blue. I got Coon orange. But I don't know if I got any New Holland red. Anyway, I'll bring you guys back in a little bit. Okay, so I do not have New Holland red, but I got McCormick red. It's not as deep a red, but hey, it's better than nothing. And most of this gets covered up. You won't even see it by a yellow shield. So this is what's going on here. And since we don't got no McCormick equipment no more, I can use it for this kind of thing, right? That's the way I look at it anyways. I gotta get in on the backside there. It's kind of a pain in the arse. So, looks a lot better than it was. I'll give it a little bit to dry. We'll give it a little more of a coat on the front here. And then we'll start throwing shields back on. Talk to y'all later. Alrighty guys, well, she's all serviced up and working. I've got 7 pails of pea screenings in the machine already. So we got to get more in there to get it mixing better. And that's going to happen right away, because we got to put some oats in. We're doing piggy feed, so, and then we'll go and grab some barley. I'm going to get at her and I'll bring you guys back when we're done. Later. Morning everybody, how the hell you doing? Gonna try getting out there and baling up the last of that barley straw. Now, one thing I want to bring to your attention, can you see that? Look at that. Look at the hood of Big Blue. Fucking birds. There's shit all over everything. She's a little tough here this morning. It's a little dampish. No dew like on the windows of the vehicles, but there is a little bit of moisture on the grass as you walk through it. So we're gonna give her a try, see how it goes. And then with our mix mill, it's all serviced up and ready to rock and roll, but there's only one small problem. CP and I must have left a little bit of grain in it back in the spring when we parked it for the summer. And lo and behold, that stuff went black, because moisture will get in those things. So the little bit of grinding I did yesterday, it ground up really nice, except it's mixed with this rotten stuff. So we're gonna have to, I emptied it all out as best I could with the auger, but I'm gonna have to get in there and pull the clean out doors off and get in there and flush that tank and whatnot with water, because if you don't clean that shit out of there, it'll rot from the inside of the tank out. And I don't want that happening to this machine. So we're gonna go try baling up that straw here for an hour or 2 hours, see what we can get done before it gets dry on us. And then we'll come home and work on that mix mill, cleaning her out. I'm gonna let you guys go, and we'll talk to you later. Here we go. It's been going pretty good. I'm gonna turn you around. See how that fucking belt is walked right over? And we're plugged. See that down there? Come on, take her up, take her up. I think I'm gonna have to shut her off. She's gonna blow up on me. I'll bring you back in a second, guys. Then again, maybe I got it. I might have got lucky. Woo! We got lucky with that one. Kinda, sorta. The belts are still walking a little bit, but not bad. Yep, lots of these round balers, they that straw gets dry, it gets slippery, and they don't like baling the stuff. It's getting to the point where I'm gonna have to start idling back to, like, on the PTO monitor, 700 revolutions on the PTO, and going at a relatively quick pace. Because it's just getting a little bit too dry for high-speed startup. Anyway, we're gonna work at getting this sucker done. So I'll bring you guys back in a little while, okay? Catch you later. Alrighty, guys, well, we're back to this thing. So, like I said earlier, I guess we must have had a little bit of grain still in it. And well, it discolored the windows bad, and it didn't clean out where the shit, you can see all that black shit in there. So we got to get that stuff the hell out of here, because it's not good for the livestock. How are we going to do that? Because it won't come out through the auger. Right down here is the hatch door. So we just undo these 4 butterfly nuts and take this hatch door off. And then I'm going to turn the machine on and let it run. of course. So that a lot of the grain will fall out. Oh, that one's tight. Pair of pliers. So we'll get her all cleaned out. There we go. And it's stinky too. And then my plan is to actually flush it with water. There's a lot of crap in there. So I guess let's get busy with cleaning it out, right? Talk to you guys in a little bit. Well, we got her turned on. She's running. There's a lot more grain in there than a guy thinks. Maybe I should have ran it out to the cows. They could have ate what they wanted out of it. We'll just let her run for about a while, get as much shit out of there as possible, and then we'll flush it with water, clean it out some more. We've got grain that's stuck to the sidewalls. That's why this won't fall down. So yeah. And then she'll be good to go. Talk to you later. And there you go. Now you can kind of see how it's built up along the sides back here. And it doesn't look too black because that's because I got good grain on top. But not very pretty. Not very pretty stuff. So I'm just using this bar now with the machine off. And I'll scrape the sides, knock it all down, and we'll get her to empty out. I'll bring you guys back in a little bit. Alrighty guys, well, that looks a whole hell of a lot fucking better. Little bit stuck to the sidewalls, but not much. Ended up, tried using this small spade. Well, it don't fit in there unless you turn it sideways. And yeah, it'll kind of work that way. But what I ended up doing was making this thing long rod, and he gets in there better so that I can work at, I gotta put a handle on the end of it, but I can work at pulling the shit back towards me some so I could reach it to pull it out. And pulled all this out by hand. Anywho, I'm gonna take this machine back up to the yard. I don't think I'm gonna put any water in it because there is no actual drain for the tank itself. It falls into here, and that you can't really, there's no real drain on that son of a bitch either. This little shielded part right here, it unbolts, but I don't understand why it unbolts, because the fucking thing is welded here. This piece is welded in the corner. So I don't understand why this would even bother unbolting, because you can't get it off anyway if it's welded here, right? So there is a drain on this drag auger area, but it's in the front part over there. There is nothing at the back part. So yeah, but I think we got her clean enough now that whatever little bit is in there, it won't be an issue. The new grain that we put in it, as it mixes around, will scrape the sides. So that'll clean out pretty good. Note to self, make sure you clean the fucking thing out in the spring of the year when you park it for the summer. Stinky shit too. Okay, let's get back to the yard. I'll talk to you guys later. Hey guys, well, we ended up putting the water to her because it should drain into, if you can see it, there's another hole right there. And that'll back drain through the auger here. And there's a drain hole you could see water coming out. So I get in here, and that'll clean all of this shit out of here. Yeah. But hey, it's a start, right? Well, actually, this is the ending of it, because there's a second drain hole or feed intake hole on the back side under that flighting. And it's hard to see, but anyway, that's for this sumbitch. And you can see a drain hole right down there. So we got this all cleaned out. We ran a pile of water in it already. See, the windows are clean. Those guys are, nah, it's not 100%, but you know what? It doesn't have to be. It's a fucking mix wagon, a feed wagon, a grinder mixer, right? Lots of the moisture got in via that crack in that window, via through these little doorways here, little lids, even that hole right there, moisture would have got in. That's how it gets in. If there's a way, moisture will get in. So now we just gotta flush this sumbitch out, and then we'll have her cased. Give her a day to dry, and she's good to rock and roll again. Anywho, I'm gonna let you guys go. We'll yammer at you later. Alrighty. Well, now I would say she's cleaned out. That looks a whole fuck of a lot better. You can see the drain hole down there. This will take a little bit of time, but it'll dry down. I may have to get in there with the shop vac and vac some of the water out of it, but it's all draining from that hole, that intake. So basically, hay bales and grain that you grind comes through the machine. It's got a pre-chop tube up front for when you're doing bales and stuff, and then it comes into these hammers, falls down. From the hammers, it'll go through one of these screens. I had that one in it last, and that's for bales. Generally I run with the 3/8, that top round holed one. Then it falls through into that auger, which in turn, that drag auger pulls it into that hole right there. It has a paddle that flips it up into the tank. From there, it has this flighting that grabs it and pulls it away from that hole. And it's kind of the exact same thing on the back side. And this is where your mineral and pellet, anybody that's been with us for a while, they've been following us, they've seen us dump pellets in through the back end. So this is just another drag auger, and it pulls the salts, minerals, pellets into the machine. And exactly the same thing. There's just another hole in the bottom on the back side with a paddle, and it flips it up, and as the auger on the inside, the mix auger, it'll pick it up and take it away. It lifts it up through the flighting. The grain will crawl up on this flighting, and then it'll tumble back down. And as it fills even higher, you got another one, and then it goes into that tube, and it takes it all the way to the top, and it just keeps tumbling it, and that's how it mixes. So, yeah! Anywho, that part of it's done. I guess I could pull that drain plug and see if there's any moisture in there. There really shouldn't be. But anyways, at least we know we've got the inside of the tank all cleaned out, and she's good to rock and roll now. I'll leave it wide open so it dries. It can air dry. And hopefully tomorrow I'll be mixing some nice grain for it again. I'm just watering the piggies and so on and so forth right now. Talk to you guys later. You know what? I think I'm going to end this video here. So give us the old thumbs up, comment, subscribe, share the videos. This is a 357 New Holland mix mill. Service, maintenance, repair, whatever the hell you want to call her. So later, guys.